When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space.
This is not one of my normal videos. I just thought I'd make a quick announcement. This is not what my channel is about, but it is, however, a very organic channel. I had a feeling when I made my last video that something would pop up that would inspire me to make another quick video. All this is about is I saw something announced late last night by Donald Trump, and it's the beginning of, let's say, the final phase.
In 1974, I was introduced to the late Dr. Wernher von Braun in the U.S., the father of rocketry. He said, "No, you have to understand. This is February, and we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone."
I'm just going to put that short 2 or 3 minute announcement here.
My administration is reclaiming America's heritage as the world's greatest spacefaring nation. The essence of the American character is to explore new horizons and to tame new frontiers. But our destiny beyond the Earth is not only a matter of national identity, but a matter of national security. So important for our military, so important, and people don't talk about it. When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal. It is going to be something so important. Legions of welders and metal workers, scientists and engineers stand ready to build a powerful new rocket and gleaming new spaceships, and that goes with all of the other things that we're building in our country. Our nation of pioneers still yearns to conquer the unknown, because we are Americans and the future belongs totally to us. Once more, we will launch intrepid souls blazing through the sky and soaring into the heavens. Once more, we will summon the American spirit to tame the next great American frontier. And once more, we will proudly lead humanity. And that's what it is. It's humanity beyond the Earth and into those forbidden skies, but they will not be forbidden for long. And remember, economically, militarily, scientifically, in every way, there's no place like space. Good luck, General Dunford and the Joint Chiefs. I want to wish you a lot of luck with Space Force, but that shows how important it is. Congratulations on your tremendous success, but you're going to have far more success right now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
In my first meeting with him, during that first 3.5 hours, he said to me, "Carol, you will stop the weaponization of space." And I said, teachers don't stop until June. He said, "No, you have to understand. This is February. And we have to prevent the weaponization of space because there is a lie being told to everyone that the weaponization of space is now first being based upon the evil empire, the Russians. There are many enemies," he said, "against whom we're going to build this space-based weapon system, the first of whom was the Russians, which was existing at that time. Then there would be terrorists. Then there would be third world countries. Now we call them rogue nations or nations of concern. Then there would be asteroids." And then he would repeat to me over and over, "And the last card, the last card, the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat." Well, at the time, I kind of laughed when he said asteroids, and when he said extraterrestrials, I knew I wasn't going to deal with that subject. And now we hear on the news just today, this week, that they've slid in another enemy. Only this time we're going to protect our satellites. In other words, we have to have some reason to spend these trillions, to waste these dollars on a space-based weapons system, and they're all lies. This is a system, he told me, that would never protect anyone. Even back then, he talked about suitcase bombs. He talked about chemical, viral, bacterial, biological warfare, that these space-based weapons would never protect us against. And then he told me that, in fact, if you travel around the world, which I did after he died in 1977, I met with people in over 100 countries who were friends. They didn't want to build space-based weapons. I became a space and missile defense consultant. And I worked with people around the world. I became an advisor to the People's Republic of China. They don't want to build a space-based weapons system. And he told me back then that they didn't. He said, go to Russia. They're considered to be the enemy. I got on a plane by myself. When I got to Russia, I had a list of people that I had read out of the newspaper. Chernenko was in office then. He was the only one I didn't get a chance to meet. They introduced me to everyone when I got there. And when I got back, I said, oh my Lord, this man is telling the truth. There is no threat. And I've been waiting until this day for 27 years, and I'm expecting the spin to happen, because he also explained to me that as a military strategist, as a person who worked on the MX missile, which I did later, he said, you will find that there is going to be a spin to find some enemy against whom we have to build space-based weapons. And now we should expect the spin, because he said part of the formula for the intelligence community is if they might have a weapon, then we have to consider that they do have these weapons. So now they do have these weapons, so now we have to build these weapons systems. And that's the formula, except that it's all based on a lie. We have witnesses here who have worked in the classified departments who have the courage to come forward here to support what Wernher von Braun told me back in 1974 to 77.
This is not Donald Trump's idea. It doesn't matter who the president is at the time. They would have announced the same thing. This comes from deep, deep below that, and chances are the president is not fully even aware of things. So, okay, yep, I thought I'd add that because it's, yeah, whether you like Donald Trump or not, it's kind of irrelevant. It's, yeah, he's just a person that happens to be in office announcing it. I'll leave you a link at the end also for a short documentary, for whatever better word, where this exposure all started.
Trying to give you a snapshot. We have another 400 of these witnesses. I have carried this burden for 8 years. I'm now giving it to you, the American people and the people of the world, to take it forward.
Look, I implore you, and this is a cardinal sin for a YouTuber to send someone to another channel, go and check out thoroughly Serious Disclosure on YouTube, and also the website, which I think is seriousdisclosure.com. Stephen Greer, or Dr. Stephen Greer. And do your research. It's very important. It scares me because there's nothing you or I can do about it. And I'm not going to say what I know it's about, because I don't want people to think that I'm a nut job. Plus, the main thing is I don't have the credibility, whereas he does. He's the world's expert on the matter that's happening. Okay, that's it. Sorry this is a bit rough, but yeah, it concerns me. Go and check it out. I'm not going to say, as I said, what it's about, but it's not all as it seems. Only that what is announced will not be permitted to happen, and I'll leave it at that. Whatever you do, also get hold of or watch a copy of Unacknowledged. It's not on YouTube, it is on Netflix. You can find it via Stephen Greer's site that I mentioned as well. That is the most comprehensive video on the entire topic and puts it all into perspective. Okay, thanks. Bye.
And these are words that Wernher von Braun told me in 1974. and I will testify before the Congress under oath about everything I have said and more. Thank you.
We face a hostile ideology, global in scope, atheistic in character, ruthless in purpose, and insidious in method. Unhappily, the danger it poses promises to be of indefinite duration. We annually spend on military security alone more than the net income of all United States corporations.
A shadowy government with its own Air Force, its own Navy, its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to pursue its own ideas of the national interest, free from all checks and balances, and free from the law itself.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. The prospect of domination of the nation's scholars by federal employment, project allocations, and the power of money is ever present and is gravely to be regarded. Yet in holding scientific research and discovery in respect, as we should, we must also be alert to the equal and opposite danger that public policy could itself become the captive of a scientific, technological elite.